Morning, Abotai. Just as we spoke yesterday that Kriyat Shema has an end time, so does Tefillah. Tefillah over here in this context refers to Tefillat Amidah. If you look in the Gemara in Masechet Berachot Daf Kav Zayin, the Gemara says that Tefillat Amidah preferably should be prayed by the end of the 4th hour of the day, whereas Kriyat Shema must be completed by the end of the 3rd hour. You have one more seasonal hour of the day to complete Tefillat Amidah. Now, once again, like we said yesterday, how do you calculate these hours? There's machloket, like we said, the machloket poskim, which we call Magin Avraham and Gra. According to Magin Avraham, you calculate these hours beginning from Alot HaShachar, from dawn. According to the Gra and those poskim, you calculate it from beginning from sunrise, from Nitz, which is later. Le'alacha, as we said yesterday, Kriyat Shema, we should preferably try to say Kriyat Shema by the Zman of Magin Avraham. However, with regards to Tefillah, the reason why we said, with regards to Kriyat Shema, again, according to the letter of the law, we said that a person can be Yotzei the mitzvah until the end of the 3rd hour, according to the Gra. That's with regards to Kriyat Shema even. Tefillah is even more lenient, because Tefillah is midrabanan. What do we mean by that? The obligation to pray is midaoraita. When a person prays Tefillat Amidah, a person fulfills a Torah obligation. However, the time limit for Tefillah, unlike Kriyat Shema, whose time limit is biblical, the time limit for Amidah is only midrabanan, and therefore Maran Zichron Bracha writes in Alichot Olam Chelek Aleph, the halacha is that even lechat Techila, a person is allowed to rely on the end of the 4th hour of the day, according to the Gaon Mevilna, and that's, just for instance today, that's at 10:40 a.m. Now again, by 10:40, you've long missed the Zman for Kriyat Shema, but at least for Tefillah, the halacha is that you'd be able to recite Tefillah, you'd be able to recite Amidah, which is the preferable time for Tefillat Shacharit, until the end of the 4th hour of the day, according to the Gra. Now, this hour also represents the end time for when a person is allowed to say Birkot Kriyat Shema, the blessings of Kriyat Shema, with Shem u'Malchut, with Hashem's name. Yotzer Or v'Rochoshech, Baruch Atah Hashem Yotzer Meorot, Baruch Atah Hashem Abocher B'Amo Yisrael Be'ava, Baruch Atah Hashem Ga'al Yisrael. Those brachot can only be said until the end of the 4th hour of the day as well. Now again, during the summer, it's a little bit easier. During the winter, sometimes, usually in the winter, it's about 10:20 a.m. Sometimes it can be even earlier, depending on when we change the clock. And therefore, for those who pray, it's very common on Shabbat and Yom Tov, sometimes people pray very late, some shuls, 9:30, 9:45. You have to be very careful. Forget about Kriyat Shema, which is already too late. A person has to say Kriyat Shema on his own, but sometimes they even miss Zman Tefillah, and that's a major issue for Birkot Kriyat Shema and Tefillat Amidah. So you have to make sure that you're getting Tefillat Amidah at least by the end time for Sof Zman Tefillah, according to the Gra. If you look in any calendar, although with regards to Kriyat Shema it says 2 Zmanim, Magin Avraham, and Gra, with regards to the end time for Tefillah, it only says 1 time. Like Maran Zichron Bracha says, since it's rabbinic, we can follow the end time, the end of the 4th hour of the day, according to the Gra. Have a wonderful day.